Epictetus asserts, only he who controls his mind can consider himself invulnerable. In Stoic philosophy, vulnerability is often perceived as a weakness to overcome. Stoics believe that our ability to be emotionally affected by external events is a source of inner disturbance. Instead of succumbing to our vulnerable emotions, they teach self-mastery and acceptance of what is beyond our control. In the lives, this means recognizing that we cannot control all external circumstances, but we can control our response to them. Striving to adopt an attitude of emotional detachment and resilience, Stoics encourage finding inner strength in moments of vulnerability. In our video today, but preferred to hide it behind our vulnerability. It is in a small village nestled in the mountains that a young man named Luca lived. He was known for his physical strength and skill in hunting in the surrounding woods. Yet, behind his robust exterior, there was an emotional vulnerability that he carefully concealed. One day, while walking in the woods, Luca met a young woman named Elena. She was gentle and delicate, with eyes as deep as the tranquil waters of a lake. Despite his wild nature, Luca immediately felt drawn to Elena's sweetness and kindness. Over time, a friendship developed between them, and Luca found himself sharing intimate and profound moments with Elena. For the first time in his life, he felt vulnerable in front of someone, unable to mask his emotions as he did so well with others. But as their bond strengthened, Luca began to feel increasing anxiety. He feared revealing his true feelings to Elena, afraid of rejection or hurt. His vulnerability became a burden, preventing him from fully enjoying the relationship they shared. One evening, as they sat by a campfire, Elena gently placed her hand on Luca's and looked into his eyes. "Luca," she said in a soft voice, "I feel that you carry a weight on your shoulders. You don't need to hide your emotions with me. I am here for you, in good times and bad." Elena's words were like a liberation for Luca. He felt the weight of his vulnerability lift as he finally let down his defenses. Over time, he learned to embrace his vulnerability, realizing that it was this openness that allowed him to truly connect with Elena and experience an authentic and enriching relationship. In our quest for inner peace and emotional resilience, the idea of becoming invulnerable may seem like an ambitious or even unattainable goal. However, the path to invulnerability begins with a profound inner transformation, nurtured by Stoic philosophy and the practice of self-mastery. Is to recognize that the only thing we have real control over is our own mind. By adopting this perspective, we can learn to filter external influences and not let the actions or words of others disturb us. This does not mean suppressing our emotions, but rather examining them rationally and choosing our response wisely. Another key is to cultivate a sense of emotional detachment from external circumstances. By understanding that external events are often beyond our control, we can avoid being swept away by them. This attitude of detachment allows us to remain calm and centered, no matter the storms of life. Also stems from practicing gratitude and perspective. By acknowledging the many blessings in our lives and adopting an optimistic view of the world, we strengthen our resilience in the face of trials and setbacks. By following these principles, we can gradually become invulnerable to negative influences and destructive emotions from others. We take control of our own emotional well-being and find the inner peace that allows us to navigate life's challenges with grace. Become invulnerable, and no one can reach you anymore. In the absence of difficulties, but rather the ability to bounce back from adversity. By developing a mindset of mental resilience, we can turn challenges into opportunities for growth and strengthening. Focusing on vulnerable, recognizing and accepting what we can change while letting go of what we cannot. By channeling our energy into actions we can take, we avoid wasting our precious mental energy on unnecessary concerns. Practicing self-compassion is crucial. Being invulnerable does not mean being insensitive. It's important to recognize and accept our own limits and weaknesses, treating our failures with compassion and kindness. By developing a positive relationship with ourselves, we enhance our emotional resilience and ability to face challenges. Connecting with others is equally important. Although invulnerability is often associated with independence and self-sufficiency, cultivating healthy and enriching relationships with others is essential. By sharing our experiences and offering mutual support, we strengthen our emotional resilience and ability to face challenges together. By integrating these practices into our daily lives, we can gradually become invulnerable to negative influences and destructive emotions. Developing mental resilience, focusing on what is in our control, practicing self-compassion, and cultivating positive relationships can lead to inner peace and the strength needed to face life's challenges with confidence and serenity. If we are vulnerable, it means we are likely to be hurt or emotionally disturbed by the actions or words of others. However, by cultivating a certain form of emotional invulnerability, we can significantly reduce the impact that others can have on our mental and emotional well-being. Here are some ways this can be achieved. 1. Self-awareness and acceptance. By understanding our own sensitivities and accepting our emotions, we can develop emotional resilience that makes us less vulnerable to criticism or personal attacks. 2. Stoic perspective. Perspective helps us recognize that the actions of others are not directly under our control. By focusing on what we can control, our own response and attitude, we can decrease the emotional impact of others' behavior. 3. Developing healthy boundaries. And healthy boundaries in our relationships allows us to protect our emotional well-being. Knowing when to say no and respecting our own needs helps us avoid being overly affected by others' expectations or demands. 4. Practicing emotional resilience. Cultivating the ability to bounce back after setbacks and trials strengthens our emotional invulnerability. By developing stress management strategies and learning to see challenges as opportunities for growth, we become less likely to be disturbed by external events. 5. Cultivating positive relationships with supportive and encouraging people strengthens our emotional resilience. Social support can help us overcome tough times and maintain a positive outlook, reducing our vulnerability to negative influences. By putting these principles into practice and developing these skills, we can build a form of emotional invulnerability that allows us to stay strong and centered, regardless of external circumstances. This does not mean being insensitive or impassive, but rather being able to maintain our inner balance in the face of challenges and others' emotions. Thank you for accompanying me on this enriching journey once again. I look forward to sharing more inspiring content with you in the future. Don't forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell to stay connected.